that helps that, or say that it does. But again, then they go further than that. They'll be like, well, no, Moses might have existed, but he might have been from a different time, or Moses existed, but the names have been changed. But that also can be a reality, because a lot of names have changed over the time, and different, when you move into a different area, they may change names just to fit that particular society. So they go on. So you got the black and the white, and then you got possibilities, and they're using that possibilities. Think of it as a coin, okay? Or like a quarter with ridges around the side. You got the black, which is one side, which is the lie, and then you got the white on the other side is the truth. So now you got a lie and the truth. And then you got all the possibilities that it could happen. It's neither a lie, but they're all theories. So what they're using is they're throwing in more theories, which is also a lie, because you really don't know, but you can also be putting stories together and believe it's one way, but it's not. What you need to do is minimize it in such a way and take what you actually do have in your hand and use that to benefit. So, while somebody said, well, Jesus didn't exist, but here you have these writings. So you use the writings of Jesus in order to either verify or deny as to what is and how you can use it to the betterment, as opposed to not. And just be devoured by it and confused by it. An example would be like the pyramids. How were the pyramids built, and what would they be used for? There is a plethora of different reasons as to why the pyramids were built, and some of them are deliberately made to confuse you. So you would have the truth, and then you would have the lies, and then you have continued lies to confuse you. So you're using just possibilities and stories. Now we have so many theories on how and reasons why the pyramids were built, that out of all the lists that we have of those theories as to how they were built and why they were built and what had happened, somewhere along the line, one of those theories got to be true, or that it was this is the way it was done to build the pyramids, or different ways to build the pyramids. So we have so many theories, we actually can either come up with exactly how the pyramids were built, or make a new way of how the pyramids were built, using the same technologies or a better understanding as to what they had available and could do to build the pyramids. So in the end, a wise man would take all the theories and categorize them alphabetically, or whatever way, numerically, or whichever way the person wants to classify them. So you classify all these, and then you use them to benefit you, and you can draw what I call Superman cliff notes, or just a quick cliff notes if it becomes too tedious to tell you, okay, well, this is one theory number one, theory number two. It could be 1,000 theories, 100 theories, but some of them you can tell are far-fetched, whether it's the most credible, and but you shouldn't, or you can choose not to disregard it, but just classify it and throw it in, unless it's like real wild. But who's to say there's not a good story there that you can make a movie out of, or whatever? But knowing that that what it was in the past and is today, especially when it comes to the Bible and other spiritual books, in order to find the truth, you will need to work with first with what you have, and with what you have, then you should be able to build, as opposed to what you don't have and just become frustrated and disregard everything else that everybody else says, and you see things blindly when you yourself don't have all the evidence to make an exact decision, but you will know all the theories, and with all the theories, you'll be able to conclude your one best understanding. And you can also have others to join on it and say, well, if you can come up with a better understanding, we can use that to grow, not being so and you say blinded by your own understanding that you are blocking ways of growth. So there's all these theories. You got the Egyptian theories, and you got Jesus theories, you got Moses theories, and they just added on to the confusion. There's another theory. So it's 2,500 theory on story of Jesus, or 6,000 theories of what happened to Moses or Muhammad. So they're just adding more confusion. But the best alternative that you have is to classify and organize them and tell the truth of what is, as opposed to, the Muslim that says, oh, well, the Quran don't say that. Well, yes, it does say that. Be honest about it. But again, that's something we're going to go into as we continue, and all things will be revealed. So even conspiracy theories, well, some people say yes, they exist. Some people say no. Both of them are willing sometimes to fight over it. But a real wise man would laugh at that. He would laugh if somebody says, well, I don't agree with it, so we got to fight about it. I was like, how's that going to change? It ain't going to change my thoughts. Is it going to change yours? I said, no. Well, then that's it. And then you have your answer. Because, some people, they come up to you all tough guy, but, your objective is not to kill this guy for his own ignorance or not to hurt him. Because, I know one guy that killed a guy with one hit. He felt real bad, but he let that other person control him because the other person was instigating, and it's like, well, you want to get hurt. I mean, his objective, I'm sure, I can't say the other guy didn't want to die, but some people do want to die, well, like death by cop. But in any case, they come up to you, all ignorant and just being Mr. Macho Man, and that's okay, but how is your emotions going to make a lie into the truth? It doesn't work that way. It's ignorant. That cannot, it will not, it does not happen. Although they had been using it in the past, but it doesn't work for everybody. Some people will be like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to live in this kind of world where, because you trying to be Mr. Macho Man and trying to make other people afraid, and now I got to join you to kill you and lose my peace of mind because you lost your peace of mind. But if you're smart and you turn it around, then that other person said, damn, I got to rethink my game because this ain't working. But inevitably, as we get older, the ignorant will be like, you know what, I screwed up, I messed up. And that's why they use so many young people, because young people are ignorant and they haven't been taught that. Now, if we start doing a better system, then we will start learning. But just because something is wrong or stupid or silly or confusing doesn't mean that it doesn't have a use for it. Because if I see something that's real dumb or confusing or silly, I could use it as a great movie or a great book. Because sometimes I enjoy seeing things that just don't make any sense. Like you're watching a movie about an ant that was, again, it becomes a learning lesson, especially if you use it well. So the stories about an ant, but it's actually telling a story about strife or how to overcome obstacles. And although it appears to make no sense, there's some kind of sense. So there's always some kind of underlying structure when you understand the human instruction. You can see things and orchestrate things in such a way. But then you're connected. So you're connected to this higher self, this higher being. You're connected because we all have like antennas, and unless we're connected, we are unconnected, and when we're unconnected, we lack that true knowledge, that true understanding. But once you go from unconnected to connected, your body's going to switch. It might freak you out because you'll be like, damn, I thought all this for 50 years, 60 years, and now I learned the human instruction. But some people don't, back in the day, your human instruction moment was after you die. So after you die, you'd be like, oh my God, all this is true. All this is true. So meanwhile, you go to hell, or going where you're, we'll get into that a little later too as well. I'm showing about structure and how it works, because it's called the like-for-like process, and it works for everything, including learning and growing and organizing, in which people begin to understand how things work at a singular level, being one in a social level or a bigger structure. So the bigger structure would be a amplification of a singular structure, just like the Bible is a singular book, but people can work together in unison in order to have that one culture or that one specific structure. But then there are those that still counter that structure, but that's why we're in this now, but we're hemorrhaging and we're slowly awakening. So it would behoove you to follow this. And again, in this attempt to expedite this, I didn't give you all these millions of examples, but just know that the proper people section is about at least, probably almost 10 videos, but which seem to be long, but it would be in your best interest to just go through them. This whole process, I would estimate, would take all of us socially and about close to 8 months. So whenever I first start throwing all this in public, you figure within 8 months or a year to where it began. Look at the date. So whatever date I started, hopefully within the year of that date, you would be shown the entirety of the human structure and how to explain it between the positive and negative and the possibilities. So you will be able to learn and grow and know that once everybody is caught up, once we're all caught up together at the same page, then I can continue where I'm at and you can continue where we're at, and we can all rise together. So in other words, we're just playing a game of catch up for the next year. I really strongly suggest don't get into politics. If your job is politics, get into it the best you can and do it in such a way that we can all benefit. But if you're going to get into politics and be this ignorant person, it all depends on how we go from here and how you achieve your lessons. But it's going to be like a cool drink of water when all there is polluted water all around you. And in a way, we can all grow. Depending on from the angle of perception, depending if you're from Russia or from China or from Japan or from France or Italy or from any of the Caribbean islands or from anywhere on this planet, Canadian, French, I don't care, wherever you are on this planet. And then once we start breaking down those angles of perception, we will be able to maneuver one another. And again, this is a process that you would have to follow the bouncing ball. And as you follow the bouncing ball, you would be going up the pyramid. And you would be hard pressed that once you finish the full human instruction to go down, because it would be exactly like that dog vomiting and eating it again. So before, when you're used to vomiting your food and eating it, this time you'll vomit the food and you'll be like, wait a minute, do I really want to eat this, or just do I want to clean this up and start a new meal? In which most likely, if you have any sort of decency and understanding within yourself, you will follow the reckoning or the enlightening process that we're all going through and hemorrhaging from, because we all need this, at least to finally see the light, to understand the entirety of the structure of life. So this is the end of this intro into problem people. Again, if it ever appears to be long, trust me, I'm expediting and I'm making it as short as possible. But I'm doing this in such a way that I want you to see exactly how things come about. So from here on, we continue to the problem people lessons, which would be, which is a little time consuming, but again, within the year, and I'll try to do it as easy as possible. But as long as you keep following the videos within a year, if you follow the entire 12 lessons, you will have mastered the understanding of it. But I may go a little further because there's some other stuff that I like to go into, like procedures that would help us to grow, all of us, to understand this and how it works. So let's continue for the next lesson, and wait for the next lesson as they're being delivered to you as quickly and efficiently as possible that I can. So please try to be patient during this process, and I'm doing the best I can to give you all these lessons. This is all known by me, but I need to do it in such a manner that everybody understands it, and that so everybody knows it, because I made it for me personally, but then I was told to share this wealth of understanding. So I gladly do so, because who knows how long any of us have on this planet, and I want everyone to have this sense of joy and fulfillment and love that we can all come, that when we connect to a singularity, we all become like worlds within worlds within worlds, because technically we are all planets within planets, working together to create either a united heavenly state or a destruction of the many who are lost through this confusion. So please follow, like, and subscribe, so you are kept in the loop, and as we continue the problem people lessons.